Hey guys, welcome to our tutorial on how to get started with Unreal. This is a game that I'm building and you can do it too. I know it looks like a lot, but just follow along in these tutorials that are coming up and you'll have your own game going in no time. Alright. Okay, first thing we're going to want to do is we need to download the engine. So just go to Google. I don't have the exact link right here, so I just put it on here. Just search download Unreal Engine 5. When you do that, just click on this first one. It says download Unreal Engine. You go here. First thing you're going to have to do when you get to this Epic Games page is you need to download the Epic Games launcher. Okay, I've already got the Epic Games launcher, so but just to show you, just click on it and then it'll pop it up there in the top. When it gets done, then just click on it, and maybe I can do this and show you guys exactly. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't try to download it again. Okay, yeah, it comes up with the install the Epic Games launcher here. Once it installs, if you need to pause the video, pause it. But once it installs, you'll get this here on the, let me get this off of here. You'll get this here, this Epic Games launcher right here at the bottom. And I'll close it out so you guys can see it. But you'll double click on it. It'll ask you at that point to create an account. Once you create the account, it'll bring you to this main page here. And from here, just go to Unreal Engine. And most likely it'll show this page here, which is fine. But if you go over here to library, right here where you see engine versions here, and it has this install a new version here. It doesn't have it for me because this is the newest version, and I'm actually doing all this on 5.5.4 because my project, that's where a lot of the stuff is. And yes, it's okay to update it, but sometimes with some of the tools I use, they haven't been updated yet. So I usually kind of wait, try to stay on a version as long as I can, unless there's like some huge update that I could really use. But simple as it is, you click on that, and then up here in the corner, it'll have that install, and you can install it there. And once it is installed, let me click off of this, you'll get this nice little Unreal Engine little icon right here for your desktop. And let me close this out here. This is my game that I'm working on. That we'll talk about that in a later video, but it's the biggest open world RPG that's ever been made. So yeah, but once you once you get the Unreal Engine downloaded, just double click on the icon and give it a second. There we go. And give it a second and it'll run through this. It might take a little bit longer for you if it's your first time ever launching, but this is just a few of the things that you'll see. But you'll have recent projects, and then it'll have games. So this is what we'll be using, but while we're here, I might as well go ahead and show you some of the other things. If you want to do like film production and videos, there's like motion design, virtual production. Honestly, I don't mess with any of this. Or you can just start blank. Architecture, automotive, simulation, stuff like that. But the one that we really are looking for is the games. Okay, here's all the templates in 5.5.4, which is what I'm on. Here's all the templates that you can do. And what I'm going to do, the majority of these tutorials in this beginner series here is going to be from the third person. And these are just like different templates, and I'll read it to you here. You can read it yourself, but I'll read it to you here. But it says it's a third-person pack, features a playable character where the camera is positioned behind and slightly above the character, blah, 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 blah. It's already got some inputs and all that stuff. I'll show you that in a second. But very important, we're going to do this in blueprints. Okay. Now you can choose C++, but I don't know a whole lot of C++. I was a complete beginner a little bit over a year ago. So that being said, we're going to do blueprints. All right, now down here, I'm going to put this, I have a test folder here. Let's just name this, let's say this project name, and you can name yours whatever you want. Beginner tutorial. And once we do that, oh, sorry, you can't have a space there. So the best way I've learned and what I've been seeing everybody else do is, yeah, we'll just leave. That's fine. Just beginner tutorial. And then click create. So now it's going to create the project. And just give it a second to load on up. And what's cool about these third-person templates and the first-person, just really any of the templates, is that they already come with like this little level right here that you have started to start with. It already comes with that. It already comes with a player, which is BP third-person character. It already has like a sky and all that. So it's a good little spot. This little icon right here is your player start, which is when you press play up here. It'll just, it'll simulate your game and where it's at. And if, say, you want to start here, your player will start here. You can drag this little arrow and it'll start here. And these are different things that you can do here. Like if you just wanted to like select an object, that's what this little arrow's for. And there's hotkeys for them, like Q for selecting. And then you have for, to select and translate the object, which is what we were just doing here. You can move it back and forth. You can do it up and down. Quick little key to make it snap to the floor and go back where it was. Just press the end. It'll go back down. This other one here is pretty cool. You can rotate it. So if we take this cube, let's go over here. Let's grab this cube because it's right here. So if you take this cube here and you get on the select and rotate objects, you have these axes here you can turn it on. So you can turn it to the side, or you can grab it here. You can turn it this way and all that good stuff here. And then if you want it bigger, you can either scale it out that way, or you can scale it out this way, or you can scale it up. You guys get the point. Or you can just grab the whole thing if you just want it all to be just bigger, and you can scale it back. And say, oh, I messed up, which I've done a million times. I need to fix it back. Just Control and Z as many times as you need to get it back to where it originally was. And yeah, so these are just kind of like your basic movements and all that in the game. And hold your right mouse button, and you can use your scroll on your mouse if you want to control how fast the camera moves, which is what we're doing here. So look, if I press the arrow key, I'm holding the right mouse button and I press the arrow key, you see how quick it moves. Now if I move, and as you can see up here, watch this, this little area up here, this camera speed, when I hold down that right key, if I scroll back and we'll say like 0.3, now watch how slow the camera moves. All right, so if you're like checking something out, you don't want to go really fast, or if you're in like a big open world like my game, The True King, I'm building, and you need to move from one side of the level to the other, you can quickly do that by just increasing that speed there. And like there's 10, so this is like really fast. Yeah, see, that's way too fast. All right, let's get that back down to say, oh, still went too fast. All right, yeah, I like 3. 3's good. I don't know. Let's go to 1. Yeah, 1's nice. 1's nice. This is nice too. This is for snapping, which we'll go over that later. But as of right now, just 10 degrees is good. Well, I guess I could just kind of quickly do that here. Okay, so let's go back here and let's put this back on the rotation, the select and rotate, which is this one right here. And when you see this turn, you'll see it snaps 10 degrees. See, 20, negative 20, 10, 0, 10, 20, 30. All right, so say I want to turn that snapping off, okay? now I can just do it freely. All right, so put that back where it was. So keep snapping on. It really helps a lot when it comes to dragging things around. But these are pretty basic things just to kind of get you started in your project. You'll have a lot to learn, but these are just a few little things that you can look at and play around with. And of course, I've got to show you. If you go up here to the top and play this level in an active level viewport, see, now we have our character. This is the Unreal Engine mannequin skeleton. So pretty much you can use your arrow keys and you already have functionality to run, which is nice. And right now I'm just using the arrow keys to run back and forth, and then I'm using the right mouse to turn it. Now, if you're following along with me in these upcoming tutorials, what you might see, and I don't know if you've seen it from the intro video, is I do a lot of things. Like I'm building my game on the basis of a gamepad, which I'm using a PlayStation controller for that. So if you want to do that to kind of, you know, I don't know, just space bar to jump, by the way. If you want to, you know, get a gamepad, you can use the, I think it's DS4 for Windows. I'll link it down in the description. So if anybody wants to do that, if you've got like an old PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller you wanted to connect, you could. And I like it because when it comes to putting inputs, I mean, I'm an 80s baby, so you know, I like playing with controllers. That's what I grew up on. But one more thing, we're like, okay, well, there's nothing here. Well, what do I do here? Okay, so let's say, for instance, you want to, let's see, it's been a while since I've been in here. What do we have here? Here's our character blueprint, and we'll get into what all blueprints and all that stuff is. But if you go here to content, I might have to go enable the starter content. I thought I clicked enable starter content. Hold on a second. Okay, yeah. All right, so sorry I forgot about that. We did not add the starter content. So what you need to do, this is your content browser here. Go here, up in the corner, you have this add button. Click add, and then go to add feature or content pack, and then just click on third person because that's the template we use to start it. And go up here to content, and we're going to get all this stuff to start with. Okay, and we want to add that to project. Give it a second, and there we go. How about that? All right, so we have all this stuff now that we can use. So let me close this here and open it from the bottom window. So let's see here. There we go. So go to your content folder, and then go to starter content, and then you have a few different things that you can choose from. Like here's some, like let's see what's in architecture. So, okay, yeah. So here's like, we'll just add like this, you know, this wall with a door here, and we can set this here. And like I showed you earlier, you can click on one of these, or you can use these hotkeys, which is really easy. It goes Q, W, E, and then R, which is really your top 4 keys on the top left. So it makes it a lot easier to do it that way. And you can scale it with your mouse. You can just scale it like this. But see, we're snapping that 10 degrees there, and we'll move that there, and then we'll move it over to the translate objects. Just press W to do that. And then you can move it, you know, wherever you want. Remember, this is our player start, so this is where we start at. And the cool thing about this, well, it's just a white wall. Well, if you click on that and you go over here, you'll have this thing called a details panel. Now on this details panel, it will show you, you know, the location of where it's at in your world, the rotation of how it's rotated in the world, and then the scale. Now, if you can change these values individually if you want, but if you want to, like, say, I want to make the whole thing bigger, and it's at 1.0 right now, we can change it to say like 1.5, and it'll make it bigger. Or, you know, we can make it smaller and maybe do like 0.5 and it makes it smaller. But for now, it's fine. Let's just leave it at 1.0. And it's just white because this other thing that is very important is your materials. Your materials is pretty much your paint for your different assets in your game. So if we wanted it to be black, we could change to black. If we wanted it to be like, say, a clay brick wall, which that looks kind of cool actually, you can change it to that. You can go to say this cut stone, which is nice, and you just kind of play around with that. And this stuff in the starter pack is, you know, it's really helpful because it gives you a few assets before you really learn how to, you know, go get your own assets or create your own stuff. It really gives you a few things that you can play with, you know. And a lot of times, like with myself, I followed a guy, Gorka Games, shout out to him. Without him, I wouldn't know as much as I've learned now already, but he's helped me out a lot. I'm just gonna take this wall right here, just kind of block out something that looks ridiculous, just to, let's see, what did we use? Did we use that? No, we didn't use that. What was this? This is the brick clay old. So yeah, we could just kind of block this out a little bit. It's a little bit too big, but thanks to Gorka for all his tutorial videos. It really taught me a lot. And now I've really taken on a project that is massive, but which everybody says start with a small project, and I'm going to tell you that too. You can start with a smaller project that you can finish, because if you don't, you might, you know, get kind of, I don't know, kind of bored with it, kind of feel defeated in some ways, and feel like, you know, hey, this thing's never going to get done, and you quit. So start with something smaller. But in my case, I was pretty dedicated, so I'm all right with working on the big project, and you may be too, so I'm not going to tell you to do that. You know, you do what you want to do. But one more thing I'm going to show you here. If you've got a mesh, which is what these are called, they're called static meshes, this wall. If you've got a mesh and say, okay, this is perfect. You see, I've got this one side. I need another side over here to block this out the exact same size. So what you can do is just hold Control and press D, and it'll create you another mesh, and then you can just slide her over. I don't know why I've done that. And just kind of get it somewhere in here. And there's plugins and stuff that automatically do this for you, but I don't know. I mean, if you're going to learn something as great as Unreal Engine, I mean, just learn it the right way. You know, just learn it from step by step. But as you see where we're going with this, and if we wanted to make like, just say an entryway, we can duplicate this first one, and we can move this over here, and then maybe over here a little bit. That's pretty close. And let's see, let's pop you over here. Let's go forward just a little bit more. It don't have to be perfect, but I'm just proof of concept here. Okay, there we go. It's fine. All right, so now if we go and press play, we have a little room we can run around in and go out the other side, and then you put a roof and lighting and all that stuff on there if you want. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you've learned a lot. We're going to get into a few more things that's a little bit more fun, and so tune in. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this channel. This channel is pretty much to help people just like you learn Unreal Engine that has absolutely no coding experience, no blueprint experience, nothing. Just this is all new to them. This is all, and it just like it was to me. So yeah, thanks a lot. We'll see you next video.